Welcome to the Hyper Growth Zone podcast. This is your go-to resource for personal growth, mastering communication, and influencing and persuasion techniques that will help you unleash the full potential of yourself and others. Here is your host, Alex Morgan.
Welcome to another episode of the Hyper Growth Zone podcast. My name is Alex Morgan, and I'm a master trainer of hypnosis and NLP. And on this episode, I'm going to be discussing some things that successful people do differently than everyone else. Because in order to be successful, you have to think differently, you have to do differently, you have to have different habits, and you also have to stay on track with this. So I was thinking to myself, how do successful people do it? And why do they also make it look so easy? Because I don't want this to be hard for you. And the thing is, successful people, they're not necessarily different in any certain way. They don't necessarily have a certain talent that another person doesn't have. They just see things a bit differently. They think a bit differently. They may have different pictures in their mind. They may just have more positive feelings in their mind. So as you're listening to these different things here, I think it would be a good idea to focus on what you can implement in your life, what you'd like to implement in your life, because it's not going to be that exciting if you don't actually plan to implement any of these things. So as you're listening, think about how you can implement these things and think about what that will get for you and what that will allow you to do. So the first one is successful people. One of the things that they do differently is they're just going to spend time with people that motivate them. They're not going to be spending time with people that aren't motivating them, that aren't going to be thinking like them or thinking levels beyond them. They want to be in rooms with people where they're probably going to be the most not successful person. They want to be around people who are going to push them to achieve more and more. If you're constantly around a group of people and you feel like you're the smartest, you're the most successful, you're the best, you're better than everyone else, and it's probably time to find some different people that you need to be around, because what's the point of always being the best? How are you going to continuously improve? So successful people, they want to be around people that are going to help them always improve. And I was just in an accelerator program training not too long ago. And at the end of the training, we did an exercise about mastering what we learned, and we did a nice visualization. And we were looking through our own eyes, we were hearing what we would hear, we were really feeling what we would feel as we master what we learn. Just achieving mastery with all the communication skills, all the sales skills, all the skills of influence, all the new techniques that we learned, all of these things, all the ways that we build connections with people. I was thinking about all this. And then they asked a question. As you're looking through your own eyes and you're mastering this, what's something that you could learn from this? And I thought it was cool because everyone in the training was doing this exercise. And he said, does anyone want to, share what you learned? And I said, sure, I'll share. I said, my learning is to be around other masters. And he said, that's right. And I said, yeah, I think it's fitting because I feel like I'm already around other masters. And of course, I can still use these people as a resource, and they can use me as a resource. So think about that. You can do a similar exercise. If you really want to get good at something and master something and be more successful it is at what you do, step into your body, out into the future, really seeing yourself master this thing. Look through your own eyes. See what you see, hear what you hear, really feel what you feel. And as you're mastering this, you're becoming so wonderful at this, and you're having so much success at it. What can you learn about this to create success over and over again? And what will this get for you, and what will this allow you to do? What can you really, really learn from this? This learning will allow you to easily and effortlessly have even more success. And you can take this learning into the future whenever you need it. So think about whatever you're going to learn. And whatever comes to your unconscious mind, just accept that and take it for what it is. So you can apply that learning, so you can take action, so you can learn more and more. Good. So speaking of learning, successful people, they learn from their mistakes. They don't even see them as failure or mistakes or bad things that happened. They see them as learning, as gathering feedback. It's always good when something doesn't work out your way to get feedback immediately. So if someone else is there, ask them for feedback immediately, or give yourself feedback immediately, because that way it goes right to the unconscious level. And you'll consciously then be able to be aware of it as well afterwards. And you'll be able to implement that feedback right away. Because if I were to do something and it wouldn't work out, and then I asked a colleague a week later, hey, what do you think about this? I wouldn't even have a correct, probably, recollection of what happened. They may not even remember what happened exactly as it went down if we were discussing it 1 week later. So it's good to get feedback right away. Because I don't even remember what I ate for lunch, let's say, on a certain day last week. So we need to get feedback right away so that we can learn from it. Successful people, not only that, they have a good mentality as they learn. They understand that learning something, it's state related. It's related to how you feel internally. So when you're learning, you're going to be able to memorize things and get feedback and implement this feedback if you also have a good attitude and mentality as you're getting this feedback. So as you're getting this feedback, you need to be in a nice, calm, curious, interested, excited state, if you'd like. The more interested and curious you are, the easier it is to be curious about that other person giving the feedback, about you taking new actions because of the feedback. So focus on this as well, that when you're getting feedback, you need to be curious. You're going to need to be calm. And that's really, really how you learn as well. So successful people, they also focus on making continuous improvements. It doesn't mean that they have to take the biggest action every single day. What you can do is you can do something so simple. It can be everyday things that you're doing and just do them at the same time every single day. So right now I'm writing a book. However, I focus on writing something every single day. It doesn't mean that I write a certain amount of pages every day, a certain amount of words, that it has to be so specific about what I do. However, I always sit down, I start, and once you get going, I take it from there, depending on what kind of flow I'm in, what I'm writing about, how far do I want to take it, how much time do I have to write at that moment. And sometimes I just get ideas down and then I'll stop right in the middle of that idea. So then it makes it easy for me to continue the next day, so then I can continuously improve. So that's the thing. Successful people, they also have ways to make things easier so they can continue, so they can make more improvements. And that's one of the ways that I do this. So if you're working on a project that is a bit more long-term, leave out in the middle of a sentence. Leave out right when you started an idea if you were already working for a bit, and jot down that idea and then write down how you're going to continue the next day. You don't always have to finish what you started each day, because then it makes it easier to gain momentum for the next day. So that's one thing that I do to make continuous improvements, big, small, whatever they are. I give myself a nice time to return to what I'm doing. Makes it easy, makes it effortless. So then when I can jump right in to whatever it is I'm doing, I have that idea already written down. So then when I start again, I'm ready to go. I don't have to think about, okay, how am I going to have to continue the book now today? What am I going to have to do? What idea am I going to have to research or write about? No, the idea is right there. I just get to continue whatever comes to my unconscious mind and start to write it down. Another thing that successful people do differently is they keep things simple. They don't look at things as difficult or hard or whatever. They just have a certain strategy in their head. One that I just mentioned right now about leaving off with certain ideas. They keep things simple. They want to get as much as they can completed in as little time as possible. Every time that I'm explaining something in my trainings, I say, look, we're going to do this. I explain why they should learn it so they're motivated to learn it. I tell them some information, some history, some details. I explain to all the students how to do it, and then typically we do an exercise. Every time that I get into how we do it, I tell them we have a simple and easy script to follow or instructions to follow, and this will explain how we do it. So it makes it seem easy. And then I also demonstrate it, and I demonstrate it following the exact instructions so they know that it's successful doing it this way. So even when you're doing things, yes, you want to do it in the most simple way as possible. However, you want your mentality to think that things are easy, that things are simple. Because why would you want to leave success up to chance? If you keep things simple and easy, then you're going to get predictable results. And another good way to keep things simple and easy is when you're doing something, you want to have a good picture in your mind about this thing. It's like you can visualize a successful completion of it. And you want to combine that with a good feeling. So a lot of people, when they think about being motivated, they often don't have that good feeling. They're like, okay, I need to be motivated. I need to be motivated. Yet they're making it like it's a necessity. However, think about what you're going to do. Create a picture of that in your mind and put that picture in the most compelling location on your mental screen and put good feelings in there about it. And if you put that in the location of the mental screen that's most compelling, and you change the color so it's most compelling, and you make the sounds really compelling and the feelings really compelling, then you're more likely to feel some sort of motivation to also do it. So you need to keep things simple in this way as well. Make it easy for you to start. Successful people, they also always, they're always going out of their comfort zone. Of course, this podcast, the Hyper Growth Zone podcast, I have a whole episode where I talk about the comfort zone, the growth zone, and the hyper growth zone. Successful people, they don't want to be comfortable all the time. And the thing is once you do something just one time, you try something for the first time, typically after that, you're going to get so much better at it that it's going to be more fun. It's going to seem more compelling to you. And you're going to want to grow and you want to get hyper growth. All you have to do is take small risks. When you take small risks every single day, that's going to lead to massive results that you haven't even dreamed of yet. Because we're not limited because of the things that we want to do and can't do. We're limited by the things that we haven't even considered. So I'm sure there's something where you're sitting in your comfort zone and you want to do something and you haven't considered really doing it yet. Do that thing. Once you do that thing, that's going to show you that success is going to be that much easier for you. All you have to do is put small efforts in. It doesn't have to feel like work. It doesn't have to feel like you're hustling all the time and it's going to be so hard to complete something. Make a small effort in your mind and with taking action. And next thing you know, your comfort zone just expands every single day. Because the comfort zone, you're not actually comfortable in there. It means you're doing the same things over and over again, and that means that you're getting the same results. It's like trying to get to a destination on a map, and you're trying to go the same way the whole time, and it's not working. So why not try to go a different way? There's plenty of routes on a map. So many different ways to get to a destination. You don't have to only focus on one, especially if it's not getting you anywhere. So definitely get out of your comfort zone every single day. There's no point in sitting there, not taking action, thinking you're comfortable when that's not really what you want. You don't want to be comfortable all day, because how are you going to actually get what you want? How are you going to acquire the things that you want? How are you going to be able to experience the things that you want to experience with just by yourself or with your colleagues or with your friends, with your family? You're not going to do that sitting in your comfort zone. I don't remember a time where I did something in my comfort zone and it felt so satisfying. So get out of the comfort zone. It's easy. Take some action. Do something every single day. Even if you're thinking of something different and you're starting to focus on something that you never focused on before, this will even help you get out of your comfort zone because you're thinking in a new way. And successful people, they also make decisions. Decisions are easy and effortless for them. They're not always thinking one part of me wants this, one part of me wants this. I'm not sure what to do. I need to talk it over with this person. I need to ask my spouse. I should probably consult with my colleagues. No, they're making decisions. We're making so many decisions per day. Now, I'm not saying don't make informed decisions with any sort of logic behind them. However, whatever criteria you have for that decision, so let's say it's going on a vacation. If it's in the budget and it's the place you want to go and it's making you feel good, make the decision as long as it fits a certain criteria. Criteria are things like price, the color, the specifications of something, maybe the features, the benefits. If it's hitting all those things, you don't need to think about it. You don't need to worry about, oh, I don't have all the money right now. I have to go out and earn some more money. Remember, though, what I said earlier, we don't always have to do that because we have people in our network. We have resources. We have skills that we can always use to have the money right now. Oftentimes when people do a training, they're thinking, oh, I haven't earned enough money yet. And they don't make the decision. However, it's thinking, what do you mean you haven't earned enough money yet? Who in your network might be able to help you with that? What resources do you have that you could tap into to have it right now and decide right now? And sometimes people like that go, you're right. I could just ask my boss. And the boss goes, how much is the training? You tell the boss how much the training is. And next thing you know, they're jumping into the training. They're buying now. They didn't need to go out and earn it. They had already earned the money because they earned enough goodwill with their boss. And the boss was more than excited and curious and interested in what they wanted to do for their personal development. So there's always ways to make decisions, even when you think that you have to think about it or you have to wait. All that is a limitation for you, or it could be a limitation on the person that's selling to you. So make decisions, have them be informed, know what you want, have it fill the criteria, and actually make the decision, though. There's no sense in waiting if you have all the information that you need, and we're never going to have all the information. We're not going to know every little last detail. So just get enough information to make the decision And once you feel you have enough information, make the decision. Go for it. Because if you're someone that also struggles with making decisions, remember, successful people go outside of their comfort zone. So maybe this will help you also go outside of your comfort zone, making some decisions that you normally don't make. So these are some different ways that successful people, they may do things just slightly different. They take small actions every day that might be different from what you're doing or from what people you know are doing. So the first thing, get around some people that are really going to help you, motivate you, push you to do all the things that I talked about here. If you want to achieve success more easily and more effortlessly, you can reach out to me and we can chat about this. All my information will be in the description of the episode. Wherever you are listening, go ahead and rate the episode. This will help the podcast get into the minds of many others. Thanks for listening, and I hope to see you on the next episode.